Hey everyone, how we doing? Yoga with Dave is number 65. That's me, Dave Rennie. So welcome. Thursday, 2:30, and this is your yoga time. This is the time that you get to really begin to pay a little bit of attention of what's going on for you. You know, we miss ourselves, don't we, a lot of the time. We get up in the morning, we get busy, and then we have no time to kind of begin to pay attention. And if I think about my yoga practice, yoga is just about paying attention. So what are we paying attention to? We're paying attention to the physical body. We're paying attention to the breath. They're the main two things. And then we bring everything into here, you know, and then we realize that this beautiful thing and this beautiful part of us, the body and the mind, they're all connected, and we just sometimes get busy and overwhelmed, and we get out of body. You know, we don't feel what's going on with inside us, and yoga kind of really brings us back to that. So if you've made it this far, then congratulations, because I'd never discount the effort it takes to get onto your mat. Because there's probably loads of things that you could be doing today, but you've practiced to yoga, whether it's live right now or whether you're watching this on catch up. It's going to be a class around 40 minutes. And we're going to use some really nice breath practices today just to really calm the body down, and then we'll move a fair amount, but there won't be anything too tricky, and it will be all quite gentle. And then we'll probably get back to some breath at the end, and we'll give ourselves enough time for a little bit of a shavasana as well. Shavasana is where we just lie down. It's called corpse pose, and we're just lying and we're chilling, and we're letting all of the beautiful work that we're going to do now integrate into the body. So I'm just going to turn the comments on. And then we'll get into this. So welcome, Irene. Nice to see you. I'm just going to change my screen view. There we go. And then I'm going to come and sit back on my mat. So this first part of the class, if you want to do it sat down against a wall, if you want to do it in a chair, then feel free to do that. All I'd do, or all I'd encourage, is that you get super comfortable. I'm at home today, as you've seen. I'm not at space to breathe. I've come back here, and if you're practicing a familiar place, you might have, you know, like your own routine. Then that's fantastic. If you're in somewhere new, then just take in your new surroundings. The most important thing is that you're comfortable. So you can see I'm sat on a block. Here it is. If you don't have something like this, then feel free to sit on a book. Or anything that just raises your hips up, or you might be super comfortable just sat on the floor. For me, I can draw a little bit of length into my spine, and then my heart space is open. We talked about this last week, and then I've got loads and loads of room to breathe into. So before we get into any specific pranayama or breath practice, let's just begin to pay attention. So if it feels good, maybe just draw the gaze inwards, drop deep within, close the eyes, or just keep the gaze soft, and then just notice what you're noticing. I'm going to be quiet for a minute here. In and out through the nose with your breathing. And then just take 2 more complete rounds of breath. And at the end of that second exhale, then if your eyes are closed, just slowly, really gently, just begin to blink the eyes open. And then probably just reflect on how you felt there, you know. As I say, we spend a lot of time up here. This is more of our yang energy, and we probably want to be a little bit down here. This is more of our yin energy, and yin is more calming and relaxing, and yang is more activating and energizing. So when we bring these little breath practices in at the start, we just begin to pay a little bit more attention. So see if you feel a little bit different. You might feel exactly the same, and you're like, yeah, you know, it's pretty much the same, Dave, but maybe you've just dropped in a little bit more. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice breath rhythm. So before we do that, bring your legs out and then just lean back into your hands, and then just drop the knees down to either side, and feel free to, widen the feet as much as you want. Maybe the feet are together or they're about hips width apart, just like mine. And then just dropping the knees down to either side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back to center. Feel free to still sit on your block. And then we're going to come into a little twist before we do the breath exercise. So take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, just twist over to the right. So keep the elbows bent and then keep them kind of at shoulder high. And then drop your right hand down and bring your left hand onto your right knee. So the right hand's behind, your left hand is just on your right knee or maybe inside the right thigh. Inhale to find some length and then exhale, just come into your twist. Now breathe deeply here. Inhaling, finding length. Exhale into your twist. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. Full release and exhale. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Sweep your arms up. See if you can relax your shoulder blades down your back. And then as you exhale to the other side, so left hand behind, right hand inside the left thigh. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, finding length. Exhaling into your twist. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And then full releasing exhale. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Exhale, just bring the hands down, just nice and slowly. One more thing we do before we do this breath. Bring the hands onto the knees, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, and then drop the shoulder blades down the back. And if you want to do that, you can do it by just linking the breath. So inhale up, exhale down. Stay nice and relaxed through the jaw. Three more times. Nice. And then just have a little move through your shoulders. Roll them a few times one way, few times the other way. Just make it nice and intuitive. Beautiful. And then the breath exercise we're going to do, we're going to inhale in 4 sniffs through the nose. We're going to exhale through 4 sniffs through the nose. So it will be like this. So you're going to inhale and then exhale. So in and out through the nose. If you find that your nose isn't available to you, then you feel free to use your mouth. But the nose is good, and you might feel a little bit blocked up at the start. But then the naval cavities, that's the word I was looking for, will open up. Unless you're feeling anything going on with the sinuses, then use your mouth. And then what we're going to do, we're going to use this little mudra or hand position. So you're going to bring the arms into cactus. So it might challenge you. If this really doesn't feel good for you, just bring your hands down. But this is more of a challenge. Bring your thumb and your forefinger together. And your focus is going to be at your third eye. So your focus right between the eyebrows. Nice. So inhale from 4 sniffs. Exhale in 4 sniffs. Inhaling in 4. Exhale in 4. In your own rhythm. Stay relaxed in the face. Three more rounds. Final round. Nice. And then slowly bring your hands down. Beautiful. And then just have a little intuitive move through the shoulders. And then bring your hands so the palms are face up. Bring your thumb and your forefinger back together. Take a couple of deep, relaxing inhales here. All releasing exhales. Beautiful. And then very gently, just come with your eyes open. And then if you're sitting on a block, then maybe just release it, or a book. And we'll do the same thing. But this time, well, let's do this actually. Bring the legs out and then just give them a nice shake out. Shake out the legs. Beautiful. Roll the ankles a few times. Nice. And then come back to that seated position. Hands onto the knees. We do this one quite a lot, but it's a really lovely posture to get into the spine. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale around the spine. So you just begin to rotate the torso around your hips. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just find that nice circular movement. And if the spine feels a little bit tender today, then you just stay up high like this and you just circling the hips nice and gently. Really nice work. Keep it going. Two more complete rotations. Come all the way back to center and then just swap it out. So whatever way you were going, just begin to move in the opposite direction. And again, just bring that level of curiosity into your practice, that level of curiosity and care and respect, and just looking after yourself. I guess realizing that you're worth this little bit of time in your day to connect with yourself, to move the body, to energize the body, to realize the breath, and ultimately, coming onto your mat to practice this physical form of yoga. Nice. A couple more big rotations, or small, whatever the body's asking you to do. And then slowly come all the way back to center. Nice deep inhale. And then your fullest exhale. Nice. Come on to all fours. So just very gently come on to all fours. Spread out through your fingertips. And then just press your right leg back. Press into the toes. Feel that activation all the way through your right leg. Maybe lift up through the foot. Maybe bend into the right knee. So you can kind of flex the leg. You can lift the leg up, you can lift the leg down, maybe lengthen it, maybe roll it, and then bring the right toes down. One more deep inhale. Full exhale, right knee comes back, and then the left leg comes out. So press into the toes first. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. Maybe just finding the activation through the leg, maybe lifting up the leg, maybe bending the knee, maybe lifting a little bit. Whatever feels good for you. You don't have to come into any particular form of the pose. Maybe swing the leg, maybe roll it, and then press back into the toes and feel that nice stretch down through the legs. Nice. From here, so come back to all fours. I'm just going to move my mat slightly. I'm a little bit close to the wall. So make any adjustments you need to. Maybe grab a little bit of water, just have a little sip, and then move through some cat and cow. So this is a nice simple movement, but you just match it with your breath. So inhale, drop your belly down, you lift the head and the heart. And then exhale round your spine, and then moving like that. Inhale forward, exhale round. Inhale forward, exhale round. We're going to be here for another minute, so just get into that rhythm. Inhale, heart center comes through, spine elongates, head lifts. Exhale round the spine, pressing into the arms, separating the shoulder blades, and then the navel's back towards the spine. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then just get into a nice steady rhythm. Just going to check in with you guys, see how you're doing. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. Nice. Yeah. Welcome, Marilyn from Wiltshire. Nice to have you along this afternoon. Okay, keep this going. Another 30 seconds. 2 more rounds. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And then a full exhale, let it go. Beautiful. So we're going to do a little movement here. You can sit back onto your heels just for a moment, or sit any way that feels good for you. And then we're going to come into a movement that's really going to expand out through the arm, through the chest, into the shoulder joint. So we're going to expand it, and then we're going to bring it in, and we're going to feel this nice stretch down the side of the body. We probably haven't done it before, so I'll show you what we do. So from all fours, you're going to inhale the right arm out. So you can keep the gaze like mine. You can just look forward. If the neck feels okay, you can look up through the arm, but don't strain. And then as you exhale, you just bring the right hand into the top corner of the left-hand side of your mat. So you stretch across. So this is your movement. Inhale up, open up, then exhale, bring everything down. And I kind of just bring my little finger into the top corner, and then I feel this stretch down the side of my right side of my body and then into my shoulder joint. So we'll do a few rounds either side, and then ultimately we're going to come into a shoulder stretch, but I'll talk you into that as we come to it. So let's see if we can go together. Inhale, right arm out, stretch it up, and then exhale, just stretch across to the top left corner. Inhale, exhale. 10 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 6 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And then this time, as you exhale, thread the right arm through the left, come down onto the right shoulder. So this is a shoulder stretch. Bring your hand into the left hand into the top left-hand corner of your mat. And then just breathe deeply here. Inching the right finger tips away from the right shoulder. And just using your left hand to support yourself here. Hips are nice and high. Feeling the stretch into the right shoulder. Head is nice and supported. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Beautiful. And then really gently come all the way back to center. I apologize if I did more than 10 there. I was laughing because I was like, probably did about 12 or 13. So let's see if I can count this time. It's 12 in total. So this time, all that weight, well, a lot of the weight is going to be through the right fingers. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, you just thread across. Inhale, exhale. 10 from now. Five to go. Then this time, inhale up, and then thread left arm through the right. So we just come to the other side. Make sure you're nice and protected on the head. And then the right hand will come into the top right corner of your mat. And you just breathe in really deeply here. Deep, rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Final time. Deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. Nice. Press into the hands. Come back to all fours. Split your knees nice and wide. And as you do that, see if you can get your big toes to touch. Bring your sit bones back onto your heels. And then melt your head down towards the floor. And come into your child's pose. Breathe deeply. Deep rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. Deep inhale. Full exhale. 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Beautiful. Nice. From here, bring your hands under your shoulders. Come up and then come back onto all fours. Spread out through your fingers, and then lift your hips, and then come into your downward facing dog. First one of the day, maybe. So feel free just to bend here, bend into one knee, bend into the other, come into your down dog. I'll just make a little adjustment with my clothing, tuck myself in a little bit, and then just let the head just hang down. Shake the head yes, shake it no, whatever feels good for you. Spread out through your fingers though. Let the head be nice and loose, nice and heavy. Nice, beautiful, really nice work. From here, we'll just go nice and simple. So drop the knees down onto your mat. Come up onto all fours, then take a nice deep inhale and sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands together, bring the fingers out, and then on an inhale, find some length. Exhale, bend over to the side. Doesn't matter which side you bend to. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. So I'll turn. It's nice and simple. So nice and wide with the knees, about hip width apart, just to find that stability. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. A couple more either side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. One more. Then inhale all the way up. And then very slowly, just begin to bring the hands down. Nice. Beautiful. Give the shoulders a little wriggle, shoulders a little shrug. And then back onto all fours. And then we'll come into downward facing dog again. Nice. A little interlude in between. This time, with that generous bend in the knees, just walk the hands back towards the feet. And then we'll just hang in this standing forward fold. So maybe look how much I'm going to bend my knees. Bend the knees, let the chest fall down. Hands are on the floor, or just grab opposite elbows and then see if you can open up through the lower back, the lower spine. You can do anything you want here, really, as long as the back feels good and supported. And then press into your feet with your hands just dangling, roll all the way up. Come up to stand for the first time. And then roll your shoulders, give them a little wriggle. Don't think about this too much. And then what we'll do is we'll ultimately come to the top of our mats. And we'll find our feet so they're about hip width apart. Line them up with the long edges of your mat. Nice. Let's see if you can do this. Just lift up through the toes. Feel the four corners of your feet. And then come up onto your toes. Lift up through your ankles. You don't have to come up far. Just stretch the feet out. So into the toes, up onto the toes. Lift the toes up onto the toes. Just a little bit of movement. Nice. Beautiful. And then from here, come into the center of your mat. And then we'll just come into a nice balance. So we'll do tree pose. So remember in tree, you've got a few options. We did this a few weeks ago. So you can come here with the foot on the ankle. You can come here with the foot on the thigh. Or you can come a bit higher and you bring the foot right up here. Sorry, so the second one was the foot on the calf. So you go ankle, calf, or right up here into the thigh. This one, that's a no-no. Do not put it on the knee because you'll find that you'll just push the knee joint out. So the gaze is going to be quite important here. The standing leg will keep you stable, but it certainly doesn't mean that you have to be super still because in balances, you move around a little bit and that really helps with the engagement into the body. So I'm going to go on the calf. So I'm going to lift up my right foot. I'm going to slowly place my right foot onto my left calf and I'm going to place my hands at heart center. If I wanted to, I can always do this and you can lengthen. You can have a little sway around. So you can play around with the balance. So you bring a hand down, you can do this kind of thing. Hopefully I'm not putting you off. Or you can just stand here with the hands at heart center. See if you can open out this right hip. So press into the foot, into the calf, open the hip out. Don't have to be, into the most extreme form of the posture. If you feel that you're moving around, that's all good as well. One more deep inhale and then a full exhale. Just bring the right leg down. Give the left leg a shake, the right leg a shake. Really nice work, everyone. And then let's come to the other side. So maybe just bring the left foot onto the right calf. Maybe start here. Maybe you're thinking about externally rotating this hip out, the left hip. Maybe you want to bring the arms out. Maybe you do this and sort of sway around a little bit. Maybe the hands remain at heart center, or you can grow your branches and you can be here. So breathe deeply, nice deep inhales, full exhales, and your gaze is just on one spot. So your eyes are not moving around. You find that focus. One more deep inhale, and then a full exhale. Nice. We'll do one more balance. This one, just going to hug the right knee in. So you're going to lift up through the right leg, get nice and comfortable, make a basket grip, and then just hug the knee in. See if you can roll your shoulders back. So you don't want to be here, everything's hunched forward. See if you can lengthen your spine. Breathe really deeply. Nice work, everyone. You feel that compression into this right hip joint, the more you pull the right knee back. One more deep inhale, and then a full exhale. Just come out. Whoa, nearly fell over there. Nice. You're trying to have a little bit of fun in your balances as well. You don't have to be like super serious. And if you fall out, you feel defeated. If you fall out, you just come straight back in. Balancing, it's all about practice. Your yoga is all about practice. So left knee, basket grip around the left knee. Just standing on one leg, spread out through the right toes. Breathe deeply here. Feel that compression in the left hip joint now. Nice, everyone. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Nice. And then bring the leg down. Give the legs a bit of a shake out. And then what we'll do is do a nice standing posture with the feet pretty wide. You can see mine are probably just a bit wider than the hips distance. So we're going to do a standing forward fold rotation. So you're going to bring the hands into fists and then just bring the point fingers out. So the thumbs are crossed and then your 4 fingers are sticking up into the air. It's like Charlie's Angels grip. So this is your inhale here. And then I encourage you to bend the knees and then exhale, forward fold rotation. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And then just get into this nice rhythm. Doesn't matter which way you're going because we're going to swap. So this brings loads of energy into the hips, into the back. Shouldn't be any strain here. I always bend my knees nice and generously as I do these movements. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. And then come back the other way. Nice big circles, deep breaths. You just go at a speed that feels good for you. 2 more times. Final one. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands down. And then just pause here, just with the palms face forward. Check in with the feet, make sure they're lined up. And then just breathe deeply here. Beautiful. Then come with your eyes open. So in the next 2 postures, it's about releasing through the breath. The second one especially so, but this is all about channeling. So you're going to bring the hands kind of to the navel point, and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to inhale, bring the hands up right to the throat. This is on an inhale through the nose, and then exhale, you push the air back down through the mouth. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale through the mouth down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Final one. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And then just breathe through the nose or the mouth, but if the nose is available, it's always preferable. Nice. Maybe close the eyes and just check in with your energy within the body. So a lot of these movements, they're pretty simple. It's just about like matching this movement with breath. We don't have to come into this super, complicated flow with loads of different postures. We're just paying attention what's going on with the breath, what's going on with the body. So we're going to move that one up. So the movement will be inhaling up, and then you exhale like a rag doll, nice bend in the knees. You just drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, you just fold like a rag doll. Through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale all the way up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. And then again, just pause. Maybe close your eyes. Check in with the energy in the body. For me, I feel a little bit lightheaded. A lot of exhaling, deep inhaling and exhaling can really kind of bring that aliveness into the body. Nice, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's do 2 rounds of sun salutation B. We should be relatively energized and warmed up, so it's a nice time to do it. And bring the feet about hip width apart where they can be together. Hands at heart center. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold in low. Nice. Flowing with the breath. Inhale, find some length. Come up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Step 1 foot back. Step the other foot back. And then a nice deep inhale just to lengthen here into your plank. As you exhale, lower to the floor. Drop the knees. Be nice and kind. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then 2 breaths here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Bend your knees, hinge your hips up between the hands, and then really gently just step to the top of your mat. And then we will just reverse it. Inhale to come up to that flat back position. Exhale, fold in low, and then sweep the arms high and wide. Come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, just framing your hands to heart center. Nice. Let's do 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down. Step 1 foot back. Step the other foot back. Inhale here to find some length. And then exhale to lower. So your choice, maybe lower down in one piece. Nice and slowly, or drop the knees. Inhale, cobra. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Exhale, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Nice. 2 breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Beautiful. Bend your knees into your hips, look between the hands, and then very gently just come to your top of your mat. Inhale here to find some length. Exhale, fold in deep, and then final time, inhale, sweep the arms high and wide. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And then just pause here, hands at heart center. Really nice work, everyone. And then just paying a little bit of attention. Press the thumbs into the sternum and breathe really deeply here. Nice. Beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll come to lie down on our backs. So you can just come down any way that feels good. When you arrive, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe just rock out on the spine just a little bit. Nice. Bring your feet down onto the floor. Split them about hip width apart. And then just about touch the ankles. So for me, I can just about touch them. You have your knees stacked right underneath your ankles. Press your palms down just by your ankles, in between the hips and the ankles. Press into all 4 corners of your feet as you inhale. Just lift the hips up. So come into a nice bridge. Take a few breaths here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Feel the heart expand, engage into the thighs. Feel the back bend. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. Just roll everything down onto the mat. Nice and slowly. Beautiful. Lift up the right foot. Place the right foot over the left thigh. And then your choice. You can just push the right knee away. You can go through the gap and go around the back of the left thigh. That's my preferred choice. Or you can grab around the front of the left shin. Make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed on the floor. And then just breathe deeply here. Reclined pigeon. Getting into the hips, the right glute. Face is super, super relaxed. Back of the neck is long. Two more rounds of breath. And then very gently, just unravel everything. And then you got it. You're just going to swap sides. So left ankle over the right knee or the right thigh, more like the right thigh. And then grab around the back of the thigh or around the front of the right shin. Breathe really deeply here. Two more complete rounds of breath. Beautiful. And then bring the right foot down. And then what we're going to do is you're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Get nice and comfortable here. Just let the knees fall open. So this is Reclined Cobbler. Spread the arms nice and wide. Soles of the feet together, knees are going wide, and then just breathe deeply here. Two more complete rounds of breath. And then with the help of the hands, just place them on the outer thighs and then hug the knees back in. And then maybe bring your forehead up towards your knees to make yourself into a little ball. Nice, everyone. And then from here, you do a nice Shavasana today to split the feet nice and wide. This might be the only time that you give yourself permission just to totally relax. When the palms face up, maybe roll one shoulder, roll the other. Get super, super relaxed here. And then just find stillness. I won't talk through it. I'll just keep quiet, listening to the breath and the body just sinking down into the air. And then from here, really, really gently, very, very slowly today, just bring in a little bit of movement back into your body. Go ahead, drop one ear down towards the ground. Drop your other ear down towards the ground. And then eventually, for the final time, bring the knees back in towards the belly. Hug the knees in, and then maybe stretch the arms above the head. Clasp the hands, push the palms away. Oh, nice. And then from here, roll over onto one side, nice and simple. And then come back to a seated position. Where we started the class, I will come over just so we can finish together. Nice, everyone. Beautiful. Nice work today. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Nice. Relax your shoulders. Maybe close your eyes. And just, as we said at the start, just appreciate yourself fully. Notice all the ways that you care for yourself. You commit yourself to your practice, and knowing that yoga doesn't have to be like, an hour or an hour and a half a day. We can just dip in and dip out. We might just work with the breath. We might meditate. We might move the body through these asanas. Whatever works for you, try and keep it regular and steady. So with a wholehearted bow, wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. It's really nice to practice with you again today. Next week I will be away, but the lovely, amazing Carolina will be with you. And she covered my class last September, and she's an incredible teacher, brings loads of positive energy with her. And it'll be nice to have a break from me. I will be walking in Crete, but I'm sure that you will be well cared for by the lovely Carolina. So turn up and show your support for her, because it's really nice, to practice with different teachers as well, which I'm sure you do. But until then, have a great week, have a great weekend, enjoy your bank holiday, and I will see you again in 2 weeks' time, and Carolina will be here this time next week. All right. Blessings to you all. Take care.